You couldn't possibly have enough clothes. This is the response I get so often from people who find out the tiny sizes of bags I promote packing in for various types of trips, and that I teach other people how to pack in inside my packing class, Baggage Freedom Express. Clothes is typically the stopping point for many people to even explore the idea of minimalist packing. They can't comprehend traveling with fewer articles of clothing. But if you are here because you are curious about really minimizing your luggage, being able to master the minimalist capsule wardrobe is key. To help you on your journey today, I'm going to give you 5 things you should not include in your minimalist capsule if you want to achieve packing light success. Let's get to it. When you are thinking about creating your minimalist capsule wardrobe, fabric choices go a very long way. There is no getting around that some fabrics are just plain better for travel, hint hint merino wool, and they will make your life easier. And there are some very common everyday fabrics that can simply put you in a negative starting position. I'm talking about our beloved denim. Jeans are such a staple in our lives that this might be hard to hear. Unfortunately, it's a heavy fabric that can take forever to dry once it's wet. These are 2 features that detract from the effectiveness of your minimalist capsule. However, for some people, denim, jeans in particular, can be their star player. They might actually put those jeans to use for the majority of the trip and love their versatility in styling options. Because of that, my first rule for things to not include in your minimalist capsule wardrobe would be double denim. That's right, so ditch the double denim, meaning if you're going to include something of denim, include only one. And make sure it's a star player, or else you're kind of just packing heft and bulk and slow drying condensed cotton clothing that could cause you more harm than good. A common mistake that people make with their travel wardrobes is that they think in terms of outfits. They pack individual outfits that get them through their trip, one for day one for this day, one for that event, and so on. This tactic leads to extreme overpacking and overpacking of single-serve items that have a singular purpose. So the second thing to not include in your minimalist capsule wardrobe would be single-serve items. Single-serve items are totally cute for plain meals and hotel pillow mints. You use them up once and that's all that's needed. But for clothing, no way, friend. You need to be a little bit more careful with the items you include in your minimalist capsule. Everyone should be able to serve you in multiple situations and work with multiple other items in your wardrobe to create a number of outfit options. If it's only good for one thing in particular, it's not going to help you create the optimal minimalist capsule wardrobe that makes you feel full of possibilities. The next thing to not include can be a bit hard to digest at first, especially if you're traveling to places that are colder. You know, places where you might want to cozy up in a bulky hoodie or a thick, cozy sweater. Obviously, these sorts of items make it hard to pack small and light, which is why most people will tell me that they can't bring certain size luggage for winter trips altogether. Well, I beg to differ. Okay, the third thing to not include in your minimalist capsule wardrobe would be heavy and bulky items. Yes, even in some winter excursions, okay? Say what? Say what now? No heavy, bulky items for winter? Okay, here's the deal. My recommendation is to pack clothing that is not warm enough on its own for your intended trip. Okay, let that sink in. The heavy, extra heavy coat, the super heavy sweater, it can only serve you if the weather is in fact super cold and nothing else. Side note, if you are heading somewhere where it is most definitely going to be super freezing with no chance of anything but, then sure, consider bulk. Consider these items, but just 1 or 2 key players that you plan to wear more on repeat, okay? The goal here instead is to layer up multiple lighter items to create the same level of warmth. When we do this, we actually have more versatility. There are more items to mix and match to create outfit variations, and we have clothing that can serve you across weather conditions on their own in warmer weather, layered up in colder weather. Layers are always your friend, okay? Chugging along. Let's get real for a minute, ladies. If there were any area of clothing that I think a lot of women struggle with and need to make the most change in terms of perspective, is probably in shoes. In a world where we have been taught that we have to have the perfect shoes to go with our perfect outfits, for the perfect situation, it's hard to not pack 8 pairs of shoes for even the shortest of trips. But when you want to create a minimalist capsule wardrobe that actually serves you with the fewest items possible, you can't include more than 2 pairs of shoes. So, thing number 4 to not include is more than 2 pairs of shoes. That's 1 pair on your feet and 1 pair in your bag. That's it. Finito. So, how do we make that work? Well, really, we have to think about shoes that are good enough for multiple situations instead of having one shoe that is ideal for a single purpose. When you can shift your thinking about shoes more towards having something that simply serves your body for the adventure, then you will find that this becomes way easier. We are almost through our list, but be sure to stay tuned to the end so you can find out how to get an example of one of my tried and tested minimalist capsule wardrobes. But before that, let's talk about a super important item that you shouldn't be including in your travel wardrobe, and this one encapsulates many subtypes. Now, when I tell you this thing, you're going to probably think it sounds pretty logical, but let me break it down, okay? So, thing number 5 to not include in your minimalist capsule wardrobe is not you clothing. Obvious, right? Okay, well, sometimes it's not. Not you clothing can be the type of clothing that doesn't make you feel good, okay? It's uncomfortable. It might be something that's supposed to be great for travel, but maybe it doesn't actually work for you. And that's okay. Not you clothing can be clothing that isn't in your colors, okay? You know, the colors that complement your skin and your hair and make your features pop. Not you clothing can be clothing that is packed for that imaginary version of yourself. You know, the one that you think you'll magically be like just because you're traveling. So do not include not you clothing in your minimalist capsule wardrobe. There's simply no room for it. All right, friends, so that wraps up 5 things that you should not include in your minimalist capsule wardrobe. Again, that is double denim, single serve items, heavy bulky items, more than 2 pairs of shoes, and not you clothing. If you are creating your capsule and can tick off this list, you're on the right path and will be packing ultralight in no time. Now, as promised, if you would like to see an example of my tried and tested minimalist capsule wardrobe, head to herpackinglist.com/wardrobe. This visual guide shows you the exact items I've used in my minimalist wardrobe, along with the outfit variations and swaps. That's herpackinglist.com/wardrobe. That does it for me today, and I'll see you next time for more great packing light advice. Bye now.